Everybody, welcome into the Beehive. I'm your host, the Bee at LLC, and this is where we stack precious metals like it's pollen and nectar. Our pollen is silver and our nectar is gold, preserving our wealth as honey of old, and like ancient metals, we hold our own. And today, we're going to look at a little osmium, crystallized osmium. What do I have in stock? Some pricing on it. Should be just a quick little stream. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Nickel stacking. Good to see you. Let me make sure I'm up here on YouTube. All right. So, welcome in, Nickel. And you want to pop up here and keep me company while I go through some of this? Any specials for you? You know it. You want me to drop you a link? You got it. All right, it's on its way. Okay, so gonna look at some osmium here. Think Differently 3000. Welcome in, good to see you. I'm gonna go over some crystalline osmium pieces here. Let me know if there's anything you are interested in. And we'll have to get together sometime and figure out what exactly works for you, and we'll get you taken care of, and I'll get that dropped in the mail to you. So let me know when you're interested in doing that. So we'll glance at some pieces here, check their prices, and I'll talk a little bit about it, and we'll go from there. So the first thing I want to bring up, mention, and talk about, Knackers O'Reilly, good to see you. Welcome in. You as well. I got a piece of osmium I have yet to drop in the mail. I got tangled up this past week here, and but I'm back. So, but yeah, Knackers, I need to get with you, and Think Differently 3000 will get you both figured out. Knackers, I know what you got already. It's just Think Differently. We need to touch base on exact piece and preference. Nickel stacking, welcome in. How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Well, that doesn't sound too overly ecstatic.
Well, I'm disappointed with the basketball teams, the women and the men, but the football team is doing. Football team is unbelievable. But you know what it is. When you have the NIL now, you can buy the. We have Mark Cuban. He graduated from Indiana, so he just bankrolls it. So that's how. When people want to say, how did one of the worst programs in the world ever go to number one? It's because we buy the players. So that's what a lot of it's about.
Yeah.
I got to be honest. I got to be honest. It's still fun because I've never done it. But, if it happens every year, then you get to the point where you go, well.
Right. Well,
I don't know why it's not working for basketball. We need to get some more money there, I think.
So are you talking just your local specific teams, or do you watch it all pretty?
Well, I follow Indiana University women's softball, basketball, volleyball, and then the men it's the football and the basketball. So pretty much, well, if Indiana has a good year, they haven't had a good soccer team in a while, but they used to go to the Final Four every year with that. They actually have more soccer championships than any other sport. So, but the local level, yeah, we do pretty good basketball wise here. Basketball is our sport, so we do pretty well there. But
I see.
but part of it is it's going to get boring in the future when like 8 programs, one of 8 programs are going to win basketball or football because those programs have all the money. So I do not like the NIL. I think people get their education, they get a degree, that's payment enough. I'm old school. I don't like it. I don't like the gambling aspect that's in college sports right now. And it's basically a professional sport now. It's not collegiate
So
or
the
amateur.
sports needs a great reset as well because of the monetary fiasco.
Yeah, it's getting bad. And not only that, I think fixing is going on. I mean, it's just going to ruin sports. And in the end, the NIL, even though Indiana Hoosier fans are really happy now, in the long haul, it's going to ruin. It's going to ruin sports, I think, and because it's greed. It all comes down to greed on everything. And what'll happen is you'll have a team in the NFL undefeated. They'll go in. There'll be a super long shot, and they'll fix it. That long shot wins because
Yeah,
whoever bet
yeah,
on the long shot will get rich. I mean, that's what it's about. It's not about who really wins or loses. It's about how rich it can make me. And so it'll ruin it. So before it's over, sports in America will be completely ruined. But
yeah. That's funny. All right, so here we go. So the first thing I want to talk to you about here, guys, this is the new sparkle grade tool that we've put together without the labeling, but we're talking about crystalline osmium here tonight and pieces that are up for availability. Let me zoom in a bit more on that. There we go. So,
is that a
yes,
bead? Is that a
yep.
bead on the? Okay, so you sewed the piece you had in there.
Well, so yeah, so these are the 5 different grades that you can buy. So you got the sparkle grade 1, which is a B, and then we've got the 2, the 3, the 4, and the 5. And the reason that I went with a B for sparkle grade 1 is because it was all they had left by the time I got this sparkle grade tool put together. The only thing left in the sparkle grade 1 was letters, and luckily I happened to already have this letter B in stock, which was a sparkle grade 1. So that's my sparkle grade 1. So yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to talk to you about. So I have enough pieces to do 2 more of these sparkle grade tools. So I'm going to go through these squares and their sparkle grades, show their pricing, but understand with these big squares, I'm kind of saving the 2 sets for the sparkle grade tool because for anyone who is a dealer like me and some of my partners, this type of tool is going to be very handy. So I went ahead and I doubled up on the crystalline osmium for these size. So I have 2 extra sparkle grade 5s, 2 4s, 2 3s, 2 2s, which I have in stock that can be made into this sparkle grade tool. Now, the other thing about this, like I just said, is if you were interested in getting the full variation, the first thing you're gonna want to lock down is the sparkle grade 1. So luckily I had a B already in stock for myself, B and the B, and so luckily I had a piece that I could fulfill my sparkle grade 1, and so I just threw a B in there. But you could do it through there's some sparkle grade 1 pieces available. We'll go check those out here in a minute on buyosmium.com. Or that's not actually probably correct.
But mostly what you have is 3, right?
Well, it depends on the pieces I have. Like I'm going to go through what I have tonight, but sparkle grade 3 is just the midpoint, and I do have some of it. Like that's what I use for my primers and the stingers for the bullets, just because it's a good look for that use case, and it's right in the middle, so you get you're a little bit of both worlds, I guess you could say. So yeah, but and originally we had talked about, well, which will be the first to go, out of stock, and we thought maybe the Sparkle Grade 5, but now since then we found out obviously it's the Sparkle Grade 1. So but yeah, so this is the Sparkle Grade tool that I'm going to be referencing, and you can see the differences. Let me grab my pen here. Pointer. So as I move these around a little bit in the light, you can see the reflection points and the amount of reflection points and the size of the reflection points bouncing back at your eye. And if you notice on the Sparkle Grade 1, it's a very smooth, refined,
Oh yeah, Beat the One looks great. Really, actually, I mean.
Yeah, I mean it does. It's really nice for especially refined women's jewelry, things like that.
Oh yeah, it still looks better than diamonds. So.
Oh yeah, I mean it's again, this with this crystallized osmium, you're getting all of the light reflected back into your eye, whereas with a diamond it actually refracts, so a lot of the light penetrates through the diamond. Therefore, you're losing some of that reflection, but you're getting all of the light bounced back to your eyes here. So, but yeah, so on this Sparkle Grade 1, you can see how I like to refer to it as like a fresh powder snowbank look, where it's very smooth and refined and all those brilliant reflective sparkle points. Whereas as you move up the line to a Sparkle Grade 2, the Sparkle Grade 2 is also quite nice. You get a lot of that fine reflection, but as you move up each time a little bit, you'll notice that the reflection points get bigger and there's kind of less of them, so they're a little bit more gnarly and larger reflection points, more rugged. So that's kind of the difference that you're looking at. So yeah, just kind of giving you an idea there. So as we go through these, you'll have a bit of an idea of what I'm talking about. So
signet rings used to be huge in the 60s and 70s. So if there ever a movement back to signature rings where you got, you just got the first letter, that would be huge for that, because that would be the perfect thing to use. So.
Right. Yep. Okay, so these are not for available. These are mine that I'm already used cases for them. They're going in more osmium load cylinders, but I wanted to show you, this is how the smaller pieces come. They'll come in a vial like this.
I got one.
And so just to give you a heads up, some of the larger ones we're going to be looking at here in a minute come in a little bit bigger box. But
I got a triangle in mine.
Yeah, cool. So, but if you receive a piece like this, the OIC number, the osmium identification code, is, you're going to get with each piece that you get. And it's just basically, like it says, an identification code. So it's the same kind of as looking at a piece. You don't need to worry. Like, you put that in your storefront, everybody gets to see the OIC. It's not something you need to hide. It's just like looking at the piece itself. It's like a picture of it or a representation of it. So you go to their website page, which I will share my screen in a bit, the osmium identification code page. You enter this code in to the OIC check, and it'll give you all the dimensions of the piece, the weight, high definition pictures, all the information that you would be interested in. So and that's how a smaller box of just small pieces would come to you in something like this. So that is that. And then so now we're going to get into a little bit bigger boxing. So here's obviously a larger box. Well, let me pull out so out of the way. So yeah, this is what a bigger box comes with. You got a bunch of nice information here when you open it up, and you got a bunch of goodies inside, and then down below, I'll just pull them out as we go and show you what we have. So this is a nice little book with lots of information about the product. And then if you get a large enough product or a big box, you would get included these nice little extra goodies. This is a nice light we use to show it off. And you get a nice little osmium hard dryer info saving device here for your computer.
You got a question. Is there a difference between the weight and thickness of each sparkle grade?
Yes, sir. That is exactly why we have the sparkle grade tool in the first place. And you get a little pin with it. So those are the goodies you get with it. To answer that question, yes. So let me see, where is that at? Oops.
I think mainly what I have is 2s and 3 sparkles. I think it's 2 and 3s. I don't think I have any 1s. I think I have mostly 2s and 1 3, I think.
Okay, so here we have think differently. Is there a difference between the weight and thickness of each sparkle grade? Yes, there is. And me and my partner who helped design this piece are working on a page that will go in between the slats here, and it's going to give you all of that information. And that'll be another nice thing about this sparkle grade tool. It'll say, underneath it, sparkle grade 1, 2, 3, 4. It'll have that information. And then on the back, it's also going to have all the rest of the information that you would be wondering about, including thicknesses, weights, depths, densities, all that stuff.
And I want to ask you this. Are there any pieces coming to you that it's both sides? Because remember, you had one that was like, it was both sided. It had like sparkle on both sides, and then others are just like metal.
Yes, yeah, that was Yep. No, yeah, good question. I do not, and they're very rare to get double-sided pieces, so it's not like it's a thing. If I do find a piece, or they come up with a line of them or something, I will let you know. But no, that was just kind of a unique case where they ended up doing both sides to that one. But I don't think they do it commonly. Okay, so so again, with the zoom in here a bit, and then I'm gonna lock that. So did it work? Let me do this. Okay, yes. So on your sparkle grade 1 with the B here, it's going to be your thinnest piece. It's going to be your most refined sparkle grade. And so basically, to understand this, it's best to just understand the growth process, how they're made. So it's all pure metal. That's another thing to keep in your mind always, is that you're looking at a pure metal product here. It's actually 5 nines, 5 plus pure every piece. So it's pure metal, and what they do is they heat it up to a really high temperature, because this being the most rare, dense metal known to man, the rarest element known to man, the densest element known to man, but it also has the highest melting point of a lot of metals, or it's a very high melting point, I should say. So, but you heat this up to a very, very high melting point, and they evaporate it in kind of a vacuum sealed chamber, and they then coax that metal down onto a plate and they start growing it. And so let's say they grew this sparkle grade 1 for about a week. So it started off as basically nothing, and then after a week they grew, a little bit there, and it has a very fine, refined sparkle. And of course, the thickness would be, this is what I'm talking about, how thick it is. And so on the in fact, Mike could kind of see on the sides. I was trying to make it somewhat see-throughable, but when you have it in hand, you can even kind of see how thin it is. But yeah, so for the first week, it would be, the thinnest you can get a piece that they sell it. And then if you left it grow for 2 weeks, there would be a sparkle grade 2. 3 weeks, be a little bit bigger. 4 weeks, even more. So the longer they let it grow, the larger the thickness gets. And that's all you're looking at with these different sparkle grades. And as the lattice that these grow on, the flat surface, this pyramid, hexagonal, honeycomb shape that they grow.
Is it form, or it forms, or does it grow?
It's more it grows. It grows, and its natural growth state is actually hexagonal. So it's another great thing about the osmium nectar. But so the sparkle grade 1 would be your thinnest piece. Therefore, it's going to be your lightest piece. It's also going to have the finest surface, so it'll be like a freshly powder snow-coated snowbank. Lots of little sparkle points, very fine, very refined. But that's the least amount of growth. So you're looking at the least amount of metal that you can buy on a piece. So your sparkle grade 1 is not only going to have that refined sparkle, but it's going to have that thinnest dimension to it as well. So it's the lowest amount of growth, the least amount of growth, the least amount of metal you're going to be able to get when you buy into it. And the sparkle grade 1s are already about sold out. There's some more letters available, a few shapes available, but it is the first thing to go off of the market. And they're no longer making it. I reached out to do it, and they're now making them in a different type of a larger disc. And so no more sparkle grade 1. But yes, they get heavier as you move up because there's more time for that growth. So it's gotten larger and larger, and that's how your reflection points look bigger, and you get more peaks and valleys and larger reflection points to catch the light. And so that's all the difference you're looking at. There is no difference in value in product from a sparkle grade 1 to a sparkle grade 5, in that it's all pure metal. So you're just looking at a weight difference and a visual difference and an aesthetics difference. But there's no difference in value because it's all pure osmium, the most rare element known to man. So that's I think that's going to answer. Is there
but the hexagon is the best to get, though.
Well, yeah, I mean, I like it because I have the line, and it has no cut cost associated with it, and it's the most efficient way to stack weight, both in nature and in the rarest metal known to man, as I think of it. But yeah, I mean, it just comes down to taste, shape, preferability. What application are you using it for? If you're making a very small, refined jewelry, you might want that sparkle grade 1. If it's for a woman, you might be looking for that. If it's something for a man and it's a little bit larger piece, then you might want the sparkle grade 5. That's one thing I noticed after making this sparkle grade tool is you can definitely notice the how refined that sparkle is. You just a little bit of movement and you get light jumping all over the place with that, sparkle grade 1. It doesn't take much movement to get a lot of reflection, movement, light bouncing back at you. Whereas when you come over to the 5, you can't almost tell that it's larger reflection points than the number 4 because of how small this piece is. You get a bigger disc, and then you'll notice the more rigid that the sparkle grade 5 is. In a real small application like this, you just as soon go with the 4 or the 3, because you're not getting that much visual difference in a small piece like this. A little bit bigger piece, you'll notice that a lot more with the sparkle grade 5. So knowing those types of things, and what your application that you are looking to put it into is kind of where the differences lie. It really comes down to aesthetics and what you're using it for. There's no difference in value in between the 1 and the 5 as far as quality. It's all pure osmium. So it really comes down to aesthetic look, what you like looking at, and maybe how that would look in your design. What look would be best for what you're putting it with.
Well, stud earrings, the hexagons are the best, I think.
Yeah, well, I love the hexagon as well. We're going to look at those in a minute. I mean, it's just the shape shifting that goes on there is quite cool. Okay, so let's go to our next piece. In here, so we're getting through our box here. Okay, so yeah, here we have a few more pieces. These are the squares.
I call them princess cut.
Princess cuts?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to look up. So anytime you're looking up your osmium, hey, Gerald Draper, welcome in. Good to see you. So we have here, of course, got our osmium here in the center. We've got a square. We know that much just by looking at it. And then we come down here, OS. That stands for osmium. It's OS 76 on the periodic elements chart. OS 76. But here on the bottom you have Q5-TAE9-WT3W. That's the OIC, or Osmium Identification Code. And that's the same basically as looking at the piece. It's just kind of like, we'll go look at it here in a second. And then also you have a QR code that you can just scan with your phone, and it will pull you up to the website and show you that as well. And there's also an app. It's like Osmium. Do you have that app, Nickel? It's like, if you go to apps. Well, here I better. Let me hold on.
I don't have it on. I don't have a smartphone, so no.
Okay, I'll get it. Yeah, it says OS on the front, and it just says Osmium. So go to the App Store, put in Osmium, and it should pull up. OSMIUM. So
the government already knows enough about me. I don't want them knowing anymore.
Right, no doubt. I'm glad to hear it. Okay, so let's go over here to the Osmium Identification Code page. I'm going to share my page, pull that up, and we'll put this OIC number into the Osmium Identification Code page. Let's see what we got. All right, share screen. Okay, so here we're at the osmium identification code page, and if you look up here in the top left, this box here, check your osmium code. That's where you put in your OIC. So this code that I'm looking at here is Q5 dash TAE9 dash WT3W. And then you hit OK, and that pulls up your piece and shows you exactly what you have. So this is a osmium square. Of course, over here on your left, you can open up one of these pictures. This is a high resolution, in-depth photo of the piece that I have in my hand. Of course, you can put your piece under a microscope, come to this page, look, and compare your pieces by eye and match them up. You can, match up. Oh, look, there's a peak here, a couple big peaks here, one down to the right. If you can match all those up on your piece, then you have your correct piece. And this is another great thing about this metal, is it's basically unforgeable, because this is the most dense element that there is, so you can't get a more dense metal and try to fit it in there or something. So this is an unforgeable metal as well.
And there's no two alike.
Exactly. It's like a snowflake. As it grows, as it gets coked into its form, it's like a snowflake. It has its, it's got its own built-in fingerprint. Okay, so it's a 5mm square. You can see here it is weight is 0.353 grams. And then it gives you your length 5mm. Your average layer thickness is 0.62 millimeters. It's a sparkle grade 5, so very rough, extreme sparkle. And the price is €746.91. So if I go euro to USD and I put in 746.91, 746.91. That comes out to, if I share that page, that shows it at $867. So, okay, I'm not wanting to share that page, but okay, so yeah, $867 is what this sparkle grade 5 square costs. So that's what the sparkle grade 5 square costs. We'll do a sparkle grade 4, and you can get an idea of roughly what the sparkle tool would cost you with all the pieces put in there. So this one is, I'm going to put in this code. This code is Q5 dash TRAK dash MTCL, enter. And that brings up this next piece. And so, okay, so here's a sparkle grade 2. So this is a 5mm square. Okay, it's the same outside dimensions as the one that we were just looking at. But it's a sparkle grade 2, so its weight is a lot less. Its weight is 0.123 grams. It's the same length, 5mm. The thickness, see, now the thickness is less too, because they didn't let it grow as long, so it's a little bit thinner. It's 0.22 millimeters and a sparkle grade 2. So it is €260.26. I'll do the change here on that. 262. No, 260. That comes out to 302.14. 302.14 for the Sparkle Grade 2. So the first one was almost 800 to the number 2 is 300. And then, if you got a Sparkle Grade 1 in there, you're going to be looking at close to that same value, maybe a little bit cheaper, so maybe $250 depending on what piece it is or how much the cut cost would be to go with it, because there is no more Sparkle Grade 1 in 5mm squares, nor can you order them. So that Sparkle Grade 2 that I was just holding in that square is the most refined piece of crystallized osmium that you can get in a 5mm square. So that's your price variation on the squares. So you're going from basically 800 down to 250 or something, probably, depending on the cut that you get for your Sparkle Grade 1. So you can do your rough math there. That's what a Sparkle Grade tool would cost.
It's sort of like grades of gas. You can get the cheap, you can get the unleaded, and then work your way up with the premium. It kind of reminds me of that.
But not with this one, because that's actually, that is the difference that I want to point out, is that there isn't that quality difference in this product. Like, there is a quality difference in your gases, right? Like, so, your 85 is not as clean as your 91. So,
so they say. I'm not so convinced, but so they say.
Right. So I wouldn't know either, I guess. But so they say it's supposed to be cleaner, better fuel as you work. This is all pure osmium. So it's not a quality difference from a Sparkle Grade 1 to a Sparkle Grade 5. It's literally the thickness, it's the visual difference, and it's the refined sparkle. That's all you're looking at for difference there, basically. Okay, so those are the squares. So I have enough squares to make 2 more of these Sparkle Grade tools. Let me pull this down for a second. Yeah, so I could make 2 more of these tools for anyone who's interested. So, and I think for anyone, maybe not for just your average consumer, but I would think that anyone who's dealing much with this, like some of my partners, that's be a great idea to get a hold of it. I just have not had time to get with my partner on this and finish the labeling on the inside. So again, it will come up, it will have all of the information that you would be interested in on the inside, inner print cards. But the main part of what you need is right here. We've got the plastic encasing, the bolts to put it together, and the
and you're looking probably at about $3,000 of osmium.
Yeah, basically $2,500 to $3,000, something like that, somewhere in there. And then you have your little not flanges, I can't think of the name, but little rubber holders to hold it in place that squish together on there. So you have everything you need in the tool. We'll just include the info when we get it finally printed and done. But I would, that's the thing. If you were looking for a tool like this, you're going to want to secure your Sparkle Grade 1, because that's already getting hard to get a hold of. So,
and in 10 years, it'll be worth about $30,000 probably.
Quite possibly. Okay, so up next.
So when you have a fire, The first thing you run and get is your osmium display. You say,
Right.
man, you
Okay.
don't get the dog. You don't get the dog. You say, fight for yourself, buddy. I got to get my osmium.
That's
Oh,
right.
man.
All right. So moving past the squares, in this box we have a couple more squares, a number 5 and a 4 in here as well. So those are still the squares. Okay, so here we have some osmium nectar. And we have a sparkle grade 1. And the rest of these are sparkle grade 2s. They are different sizes. So let's go ahead and take a look at a couple of these and get some price ideas on this. So this is the osmium nectar here. This is the most efficient way to stack weight both in nature and here at Long Live Coins. In the beehive, this is the most efficient way to stack crystallized osmium. You're getting it at no cut cost. You're basically at bullion cost. This is what this is. This is like the silver rounds of Silver World, in a sense. So stackable, low premium, weight in hand. That's what the idea behind the nectar line is. So I refer to this as osmium nectar. It is hexagonal cut, so 6-sided, and it is the same form as the honeycomb. And the bees use that hexagon form for their honeycomb shape because it holds the weight of the honey. As they keep making your honeycomb larger and larger, that weight would get heavy and crush everything. But being they use the hexagonal form, it upholds the honeycomb just fine. So that's what we do here is we stack precious metals like it's pollen and nectar, and we put our when we go out and we find those flowers, we find that nectar and we bring it back and we put it in the honeycomb. And so this shape represents capping off your stack with your osmium nectar. The most efficient way to do it. So
I have a 4mm 2. I think is what I have. That's hexagon. That's what I have.
Nice. All right, so I'm going to share my screen again, and we'll check a couple of these. Let's go and put in this first piece. Okay, so this first piece is we're going to put in a sparkle grade 1 and see how low we can go. I'm going to knock my stuff down here if I'm not careful. Okay, so sparkle grade 1. Just pull the piece out.
And they do make the best stud earrings of the ones I've seen. So
okay, so we got A dash XT QQ.
And Valentine's Day's coming up, folks. Valentine's Day's coming up. Just hint.
AGLN. Indeed. Okay, so this piece is pulling up now. It says we have a small hexagon, weight 0.130 grams, main dimension 4.6 millimeters, secondary dimension 4 millimeters, average layer thickness 0.11 millimeters, sparkle grade 1, extremely fine. So 275.07 comes out to 275. 7 comes out to $319.33. So the smallest piece of nectar that I have on hand is this Sparkle Grade 1, and we are looking at 300 and let's see, what did I say? $319 for this piece right here. And back out, let me put that in. Back out so you can see. Okay, so out of this box, you can see there's different sizes. You can see this one was pretty small compared to this one or this one. Looks like this one's pretty big. Let's take this top right one and see what it comes out at. Oh, let me see the weights. Okay, so this is a little bit heavier right here. So this looks like the heaviest one here in the bottom middle. So now we'll go to the heavy one in that case. Forgot I moved it. Okay. So this one is A-KMFC AEWK, and that comes out to hexagon small weight 0.215 grams, 5.75 millimeters, main dimension, secondary dimension 5 millimeters, average thickness 0.19 millimeters, sparkle grade 2, 454.92. 454.92 comes out to $528.12. $528. I'll share this just so you can see. I'm not fibbing to you. Yeah, $528.12 for that one. So you've got your Sparkle Grade 1, smaller dimension, then you've got this Sparkle Grade 2 with a little larger dimension, and you're getting that much variation in price. So I've got several of those pieces in between those prices that I just mentioned. So that will be...
And so you do have a 4 millimeter?
Yes, they're... Yep, this was like 5.75. This is 4.6 up here. Let's get my other... I got another box of them. Let's see what we got. Yeah, so just more 5s in here. 2, 1, 2.
5's a good size.
Yes. So, yeah, we've got another smaller one. We've got 0.209 grams, 0.212 grams, 0.215. That's my heaviest one here. Let's see what that one comes out to. Okay, NHR. Okay, this one is pulling up to 454.92. That's basically the same price. Yep, it is actually exactly the same. So 528.12, same price as the last one. That's about the heaviest we go in those on hand. So $530, all the way down to $300 in the osmium, and some in between for anyone interested. let me know. Just reach out to me at longlivecoins@gmail.com. Yeah, I got taken out last week, so I didn't get to my auction last night. I apologize about that, but we will get back going possibly even tomorrow. OC Stacker, Stacking Surfer, Joseph Lopez, welcome in, guys. Good to see you. So those are my osmium nectar, my squares, the diamonds. What else do I have? I think that's about all I have. Of course, we have the products as well as just the pure osmium. I will get into this piece as well. So another way to get into the product is to get it loaded in something like this, where you're getting a pure silver cylinder, plus you are getting these bullets with a osmium primer here. So that's another way to stack your precious metals. You got a pure silver cylinder, empty, it's 3 ounces, fully loaded, it's 6 ounces, because each one of these replica bullets here are pure silver, and this is actually the prototype. Yeah, you get the bullets are 1/2 ounce of pure silver themselves, and then you get that osmium primer there in the end. I love these products. I call the bullets stingers, and so you can buy the stingers separately, one at a time, and fill up a cylinder over time if you would like, or you can do it the real way and get a fully loaded cylinder with all of your numbers and letters matching. I use the Greek alphabet to do those specific products. That's kind of a signature product here on the channel. They're called Osmium Alpha through Omega loads. So Alpha through Delta, actually now through Epsilon, have been bought, and actually Zeta too now. So all the way through Zeta, which is like 6 letters of the Greek alphabet. And so you can get a fully loaded matching number set and do it the real way, or you can just buy these stingers one at a time and fill up your cylinder over time. However, the stingers are just numbered. So this is number 5, and if you were to do a matching set for the Osmium Alpha through Omega load set, you would have like A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, A6 to go along, and then your cylinder would be stamped A as well if you had the Alpha, but that has already been purchased. But I really like this design. It's a fun design, and you can have a lot of fun loading your cylinder and watching the great machine work there as the air holds the piece up as it slides in. Here we have number 3. Number 1 and 2 have been purchased. That one is the next one in line. This piece, any of these pieces that you buy, if you buy one of these stingers, this is what was in the New Orleans investment conference. So lots of people have viewed this and enjoyed loading this product themselves. So there's some history connected with those particular stingers. But yeah, that's another way that you can purchase some osmium as well, is get it in another pure metals product. Everything we do here is now centered around pure metals, And another way that you can get a hold of it, my partner has made something kind of in the same idea, which is his. I'll just put it out. This is his silver round that he has produced, and up here in the spacesuit camera, he has had these silver rounds minted with a section cut out for this osmium in there, and that's another beautiful way to buy your osmium. That is from Space Miner. So it's another way that you can purchase your osmium, is getting it inset into another precious metal. So there's that option as well. Reach out to Space Miner if you are interested in that product. All right, any questions out there? It's kind of my quick overall selection that I wanted to show right quick for availabilities. All right, what do we got here? Time for a custom design. Able to produce. Cool. Territories. I'm in Illinois. Is there someone in the territory? Yeah, I mean, you can go through Ian, or you can go through me, or I think also there is somebody else in Florida as well, or Texas. But yeah, you can go through any of us. It will be exciting. Hard design for the one you love. Yeah, indeed. Hearts are beautiful. And yeah, let's go. So yeah, before I get off here, I want to go over to buyosmium.com. I'm going to share this tab and go show you guys a few quick things here. So here we are on buyosmium.com. If you come over here for products for manufacturers, and come down here to letters and numbers, this is where you can find possibly what you're looking for. So let's look at the B's. See, the A's are already gone. I want to go back out here. So the letter A's are gone. I happen to have, no, those are locked down, but that's the thing, is you're going to want to get a hold of your piece before it disappears, because A is already no longer available. Oh no. So, but if we look at the letter B, I gotta share my screen. Hold on. Ooh, looks like Nickel's showing his osmium. That's Nectar right there.
Yep.
Nice.
It looks pretty good, actually. Not much light in here, and it looks pretty good. So.
Indeed. All right, come on, share screen, guy.
I think it's a 4mm, but it could be a 3. I don't know. Maybe it is a 3.
No, I think it's 4. I think you're right. We can put in the code and see exactly what it is if you want to.
Did you see the code? I don't think you can bring. I don't think I can bring that up that quick. I'd have to say it, but no, I think it is. I need to buy me another one. I need to buy another 4mm.
Indeed. Stack that gold. Welcome in.
I want it just in case I ever want to make a set or something out of it.
Yeah. Okay, so here's Sparkle a B, and see, there's only 3 Sparkle Grade 1s left in a B, and I'll probably pick one of those up soon. So I'll probably be just 2 of those. That's what I'm kind of trying. What else I'm saying here is there's not a lot of availability left in Sparkle Grade 1 at all. So if you want to get your hands on a Sparkle Grade tool that has all 5 variations, so that you can show people, or explain it to them easily, and you don't have to just explain it to people without them being able to see it. You can just show them right quite, quick and easy. So the first thing that is becoming a problem for that tool is the Sparkle Grade 1. And there are a few pieces left here within the letters. You can come and check those out for yourself. There's numbers. So, and there's also a few different.
How are there many 8s left?
8s. Let's go look.
Because I have a
That's a 9. The 8 is like, dude, that's one of the better designs for sure, right? Like that is awesome. It's an infinity design. It's an 8. It's and for this metal, like 8 is, in fact, yeah, 888 would be a great design.
Yeah, I've got two. I've got one that's just sterling silver 888s, and I've got one that's silver, but it's also moissanite. The stones are moissanite in it.
There's 8 Sparkle Grade 1 8s. So there you go. That's funny.
And if I got 3, how much would it be? 3 times what?
About 300.
All right. I'm thinking about it.
Roughly. As you can see, there's variation even between these Sparkle Grade 1s in pricing. So, but yeah, roughly.
Of course, 888, what that means is good fortune.
Yeah, no doubt, right? Infinity 888s, yeah. All right. So the other thing I was going to show right quick was the designs. So you got a heart. They might have that in a Sparkle Grade 1. Only 2 hearts in Sparkle Grade 1. Boy, those are good buys, people.
Yeah, good earrings for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, and that's that. So, and that's it for the Sparkle Grade 1. Whatever you see in Sparkle Grade 1, understand that most of these things you can call up. You can have your own design. You can get something that's already existing that has run out. You can call them up and have them redo it, except for these Sparkle Grade 1s. What you see and what's already been sold out into the world is all there's going to be of the Sparkle Grade 1. So let's see if there's any crosses. There's no crosses in Sparkle Grade 1. However, there's a different 2D, it's called, this one. Here, there is none.
Crosses be good for Easter.
Okay. What else should we look at here? Let's look at the unicorn. We've got some Sparkle Grade 3s and 1, 2. No 1s. Look at the dove. No, just a Sparkle Grade 3 for the dove. Oh, let's look at, so this shooting star was the one that was double-sided, but that was just a one-off deal. Just 3s in the shooting star. Let's do a guitar and see what they got in the guitar. 4 and 3. So yeah, look around, see what you can find in a design that you might be interested in. Ooh, there's a Sparkle Grade 1 in the music, whatever you call it, mark. So yeah, so the Sparkle Grade 1, see what you can find in the designs or letters of Sparkle Grade 1. If you want a Sparkle Grade tool, let me remove
so
this.
if I bought 3 8s from, you got 8s? Do you have any 8s?
Well, we can put in the order. I don't have them on me, but yeah, there's 8s that we just looked at. Let's go check them out and see. What would you want? There was 8 Sparkle Grade 1 8s. So if you wanted Sparkle Grade 1, but remember, you can get it in whatever Sparkle Grade you want. It's just that the 8s or the Sparkle Grade 1s are disappearing. So right now they have it, and that's what I'm saying is that, like, here they have already pre-cut 2s and 1s. Once the 1s are gone, there can't even be more made. However, like, since there's no 3s here, you could say I want to order a letter 8 and a sparkle grade 3, and they'd probably tell you, "Oh, we have sparkle grades 2 here. That's pretty close. Does that work?" And you'd be like, "No, I need it in a sparkle grade 3 or a sparkle grade 4," and you could get that done. So it's
So
just the sparkle grade 1 that's become an issue.
yeah, I might go ahead and order 3/8 in one in the one, and how much for shipping and all the other stuff though. I gotta figure all that out.
Well, yeah, I'll have to get back with the shipping, but we can look at your rough price right here. Do you want to go with the heavier of the sparkle grade 1 or the lighter, the cheaper or the more expensive ones? Because
Well, they're gonna be small anyway, and it's still gonna look good. Probably the lesser.
the lighter. Okay, so we've got one at 185, one at 227. These are in euros, so it'd be more than that in dollars, but 227 and 240. So let me convert those. So your first one is 185, which comes out to 215. So 215 for one of them. 227, 264, and 279. So let me add those up for you right quick. That will be 215 plus 264 plus 279 comes out to 758. And then shipping, but you're looking at like $800 probably under, but shipping and everything else, you'd be 800 or a little under.
Yeah, I'll think it over. I'll probably email you or something. And
Cool.
Yeah, but I would like to have 3/8 because
No, that's
I might
amazing.
With it.
That would be an amazing design. You would be eating up some of that sparkle grade 1 that's about to disappear. I would say that would not be a bad idea. That's a great design. I mean that design is going to be so universal, right? Like that, for many different reasons, would be a product that could resell quite easily, right? From the
Oh, it would be mine. But this is my 8 888s I got now.
What? Dude, are you kidding me? That would be awesome.
And now this is moissanite, but I probably need to clean it. I haven't cleaned it in a while, so or do it be shining better.
Cool.
Moissanite is as good as a diamond, so that's not better.
That's amazing. That's awesome. That will be very cool if you do that for sure. Oh, let me read some of these questions.
All you got to do is attach it right here, 8 to 8. That's all this is.
Right.
Just attached in one attachment, 2 attachments. It wouldn't be that hard to do.
No doubt. There's a jeweler in California who has welded some pieces together just like that. Not just like what you have, but that it would work with what you're showing me there. So that's cool.
Yeah, I would think it'd be pretty easy to do. So that's another thing. Probably wouldn't be very expensive for a jeweler to do it.
Gerald, I do not have a heart in 3 in stock, but they do have them. Let's go check that. I'll show you what they have in hearts. I know they had a couple ones. So they have sparkle 2s and sparkle 1s in a heart. If you want a 3, you'll have to get that custom ordered, but it would be doable. Okay, cool. So that's
I just have to pick the main metal with them, probably.
Yep.
And then I don't know. I might pick platinum. I don't know. Even though
Oh,
platinum runs.
that's to me. That's what and I was talking with someone else who's interested in getting some, and they're all about the platinum with it as well. And so was I. Like that's what I wanted my necklace for my wife to be made out of. So it's. I think it's a great setting for it. We just got to find the right jewelers to get
Yeah,
it
because
done.
platinum is guaranteed for 150 years, and of course, being that's the hardest other metal with it. I mean, it would last forever, really.
Oh, it'll last forever for sure. And it's osmium is the like no nobility wise or corrosion wise. Like gold doesn't corrode, neither does crystallized osmium. So you'd be good there for sure. Okay, guys, that is pretty much going to do it for me. I'm going to wrap this one up. Yeah, so I just wanted to give you some ideas on what I had in stock, rough pricing. So just reach out to me and we'll figure out where you're at, what you're looking for, what works best for you. You can come over here to buyosmium.com and look at some existing pieces. And, whatever you figure out your price point is or your investment point is or the piece of jewelry that you might want, whatever different angle you're coming into it at, just reach out to me at, reach out to me at longlivecoins@gmail.com there on your bottom left of your screen. And I will get back to you and we will get you hooked up. So, you got anything else you want to add in before we wrap this one up, Nickel? Thanks for helping me through this. I know it was kind of a boring one, but people need to see some of those little small details and pricing to get an idea. So,
I think that again, it's limited to what it's going to be. So therefore, if I was people, I'd get at least one piece of it just to have it, just to say you have that particular thing. And one piece ain't going to kill you. So that's just my advice to people, because who knows? Nobody knows what the price is going to be tomorrow, but still, it's going up. I mean, it's going up at an amazing rate. Of course, everything is. All metals are, but
yeah, and that I think it is a good time to get into it because they haven't quite lifted up the rock to look at all the different metals. They're going to just be totally dialed in on gold and silver while their face is getting ripped off there. And then after that's kind of eaten up, they're going to be like, seeing some of the other metal. They're going to see, gold and silver first, and they're going to see copper of his doubled and this, and then they'll see nickel. They're going to be like, man, let's just sit down and look through all of the metals here. And that, I think, is when things are going to get crazy.
Rhodium's back up to 10,005, so he may be getting ready to make a run. And silver right now is $90.92 an ounce right now.
Yeah, they knocked it down pretty hard to 90.
Well, they're trying. They're trying to every day, every waking moment. But it is. It's doing still extremely well. It got, I think, the 94. I think that's the new all-time record, but not for when you figure inflation in. When you figure inflation in, it's still not the all-time high, but it's going over 100. I think it's 120 an ounce in Canada right now. So.
Yeah, and it's over 100 in Shanghai in dollars, just in a different trading market. So, and what's funny, I want to put a little video out saying, when silver hits 100, it's still going to double from there. Because I think we're going to, once we hit one, I think people are so wild by that. But yeah, I do too. But my point is, because I've been watching it double, right? Like at 20, I'm like, oh man, 40, it'd be double. And then you hit 40, you're like, oh man, 80. We've watched that double and double and double. And I'm just thinking, man, once it hits 100, this doubling is going to end, but not at 100. At 100, we're still going to double that, and not too much time, I bet.
Yeah, so it's really not a bad buy price now, even with all
no.
And I tell you, with what's going on and how crazy it is in the world, and I mean, I've never seen it this crazy. It could go past 300. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
It could be 300 by the end of this year, easy.
Yes. Yes. Yep.
If not 400. I think 400 is going to be.
I know. I know it could really take off, and that's what I've been warning people too. Is look, they're gonna hold it down, hold it down, hold it down until finally it's gonna just gap up and jump up, and then people are gonna be like, "Oh, I'm gonna wait for it to come back down," but it's not going to. It's gonna make this big jump up. It's gonna be the new floor, and that's what they're doing.
Silver's making up for lost time. It's going to reach a point, and people's going to say I'm nuts, but you'll see a point where gold starts to come back down, and silver pretty much stays where it's at. That's what's going to happen, and then that's where you kind of have the big ratio gains between gold and silver, and that's when it's going to happen.
Yep, and we went from, I was talking with Ian one night, and I asked him about trading for gold. It was like at 105, and he's like, "Yeah, I'd do it right now." I was like, "Wow, well, I don't have enough gold, or silver that I'm gold that I'm going to switch into silver. I only had a little bit of gold, so I'm like, I'm going to just hold my gold and keep buying silver." But since then, since he said, "Yeah, swap it at 105," it's already down to 50. And so I'm holding out till at 30, I'm going to start to do just like, a little bit of swapping and work into it as we go. But I'm not even going to swap all the way out because I'm not so sure how, by the time this thing's over, who knows which is going to be on top. Like, that's more where I'm at with it. But
oh, yeah, it'll get at least, I think, 35 to 1. Definitely. I mean, I don't see how that doesn't happen.
Right.
30 to 1, I don't know. 20. I mean, really, it ought to be 20 to 1. I really think that they originally did a $20 double eagle to a $1 Morgan, and I think that really is the right ratio myself. But
yeah.
But at least you'll at least get to 35 to 1. I really do believe it.
Yep. I'm not even starting to swap till 30. At 30, I might start to swap a little bit. I'll work in as it keeps going because I think we're going well past 30. Hello, good to see you.
Silver. Every day you need something new comes out that needs silver, and with the what is it? The sun panels. You got to have that. I mean, in some places in China, they have to have that for electricity. They can't. They would not be able to get electricity to people any other way. So that's still going to be huge.
Catch you later, Gerald. Yeah, I'm about to wrap up too. Thanks for hanging out. But I agree, Nickel, and get it's still all of these metals. It really at this point. All that has happened is that my thought process has kind of been confirmed in a lot of people I think feel like, oh wow, this is probably the top and I can't believe we're here. I better sell. Well, I can't, kind of nervous about being I think we're just now, all that's happened is I've been confirmed in my viewpoint really that the system is going out. Hyperinflation is coming around the corner. The silver market, gold market, all these. First, it'll be silver and gold. We're going to see platinum do some amazing things. And then once some of these main metals have done some crazy stuff, people are going to look through all of these metals. And the reason that a lot of these small metals are going to do so well and you go crazy is because no one is looking at the metals right now because of the suppression in silver and gold. And the places that use these rare, unique, exotic, unknown metals are getting away with their manufacturing, and no one else looks into the metals, so they can buy what they need. Some companies buy like 80% of the yearly supply of these small metals, one corporation, and so they're able to just buy what they need. No one else is looking for it. No one, and so I think once these main metals take off and the commodity war basically kicks off in totality, some of these rare unknown metals are just going to do crazy things, in my opinion, because everyone will be looking in the metals and there's just no room there.
Well, I'll be buying some nickel. Now with Ian, do you have to get 50 pounds now, or is that what he said? You need to buy.
Well, yeah, and I've had an order in for that myself, and I have yet to get a hold of it. So like he's really busy right now, and so yeah, but I'm trying to get my hands on some of that nickel that you got your hands on, and it's not so easy. And that's another thing with a lot of these metals, guys. And with everything really, I've been saying this for a while too. Like you want some food, you want some stored water, you want your essentials. Um, but with it's going to be like this. With metals are going to go unaffordium and unobtainium, like Mike Maloney says, and just with these jumps up in price and volatility, you can see right now how like the lines are getting backed up, and to get product it's like, well, I think I can, but it's you're going to have to wait for this time, and I can't get that product, it'll be whatever I can get my hand. Like you can see how it's going to quite easily become on, you're not going to be able to get your hands on it.
Yeah, well,
So
copper's what, over 6, I think, again. So it's at all
is it?
time highs, and
Wow.
it's going to go to 15 at least.
See, and that's the other thing. People get so harsh on some of these other metals, and not only did you buy some of that nickel early on with those great prices that we were mentioning, when you got that nickel, copper was $7. You could get a pound for $7, and it was 4 nines fine copper. And I believe you even bought a pound of it, didn't you, or something? But
Yeah,
anyway,
I got a pound of
well,
copper, and I got 50 pounds of nickel.
and so
He
that
actually
copper,
sent me more than that, by the way. He sent me more than 5 pounds, actually. So
cool. So the copper that, like, a lot of people will say, oh, don't stack copper, you'll never get your premiums back. And on like a lot of the local, your online bullion stores or whatever, it is way over. The premiums are too high. But with that 4 nines that you got and that we got, with the access point that we got, we were selling a pound at $7, and now a pound is $6, and you're talking a pound of metal in your hand, and it's
pure,
already
and it's
almost made it up right there. So
it's pure copper, so it's 0.999, and that's what they want. So you take
it,
these coil wire. That's the number one scrap copper that they want. Okay, you can get probably about $4 for it a pound now. They're going to want that. What we have a lot more than that coil copper. So you will be able to get your money back out of it, because that's what they're
Yep,
going to
yep. That was my point. Is with a lot of these places, yeah, and yours is actually 4 nines fine, not just
want.
3 9. With a lot of
Yeah,
these online bullion places, you're getting 3 nines copper, and you're paying $2 for 1 ounce, sometimes $3 for 1 ounce. We flipped that, and we gave 2 ounces for $1.
yeah.
So, yeah, pretty good deal. So, but it's getting hard to get a hold of. Like, that's and that's the thing. See, you did good to get it while you can get it, and it's something that people don't really, I think, understand. Like, well, I'll just get it when I'm ready to get it. Not only is the price going to be ridiculous high if you do it that way, trying to get in it, like getting it may be probably, yeah. I've had an order in, now for 2 weeks, and I, can't get my. So what do what a bad situation to be in. The price is sitting there rising really fast, and you're putting orders in, and they're trying to fill it, but you can't get it. Let's just get it while you can, get it in your hands, hold it, and then
It's
don't
the
worry about
smart
it.
thing. The smart thing to do is buy the 999 from Ian, and at the same time be picking up the free copper that you find, and
For sure,
also
right?
right, and then set average cost, get your average cost down. So that's the smart thing to do. So get it in that form, and get it in the 999 pure form, and then you're covering all your ground on it. But yeah,
Yep.
get all the copper you can, all the nickel you can,
And
all the silver.
even these base metals, like Think Differently is saying here, Australian, his coins are copper nickel, so he just stacks the currency. I have been too, ever since I started stacking silver. I've got a big jar full of pennies, even the zinc ones. I separate the copper from the zinc, and I have a stack of both. But I'm even keeping my zinc pennies and also just all of my change, so quarters, dimes, and nickels. And I have my nickels even separate from the quarters and dimes. And it's funny because when I first started saving them, there was no talk about it. There wasn't that much premium on them, but now they're starting to take off. And like, I think if they start hitting cash harder, like even those coins are going to be, I think even like he's saying, just your spare base metal change is even going to be more valuable than the paper here before long. So,
well, in Canada, if you live in Canada, you can get the Canadian nickels pre-82, and you're getting pure nickel, and you're probably getting it for 5 cents. You know what I'm saying? So
wow.
They got it good. They don't realize how good they have it.
Really? Is that stuff? You said pre-82 or something?
Pre-82, yeah.
Wow, cool. I didn't know that. Interesting.
Yep, 9999 nickel. So it's worth more than face. It'll always be worth more than face, folks. And you can still get it for face. I mean, so yeah, JM Unleashed, he gets a lot of nickels, Canadian nickels that way.
Oh, that's cool. Nice.
And he's been buying the nickel halves. And I'm going, well, yeah, you get technically more nickel in there, but when you figure you're paying more face. So I still think the Canadian nickel is your best deal. You know, I've got a ton of Canadian nickels. I've got a bunch of them. I've got that nickel form too. So, and even the stainless steel nickels, it's like, I think 80% nickel. So you can't really lose with those either. You're not getting quite as good a deal, but yeah, I mean, but the problem I have in America is if you buy those from somebody in Canada, you're paying a ton for the weight to get it here, and you don't gain the advantage really. So that's why I try to find it in the United States. So
and you can't even ship silver to like Australia and stuff, and like I've just been going through that with Think Differently as well. So, and it's funny here.
The best American coin for copper, if you want copper, is the nickel. Is the actual nickel. It's got more copper in it than the pennies and stuff. So that's the best coin actually to stock or stack.
For both the nickel and the copper, right. Yeah. So when I got these were like $15 a piece, except for this. This is a Russian coin, so this was $80 when I got it. But when I got these, it was like $12-15 when I bought these, and now it's like, it was looking like $60 here, and now we're looking at $400. It's like, wow. So yeah, get your weight up. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. I think I'm going to wrap this one up. You got any last words of encouragement here, Nickel, before I wrap it up?
Indiana and Miami are Monday night championship, college championship, root for Indiana, because we don't need Miami to get another title.
All right, cool. I like your usual sign off, which is keep stacking and packing, because that's the time.
I changed it. Now it's keep stacking, keep packing, and keep ducking, because so much crap is going on. So duck. And then I say, because times we live in. So,
right.
My lordy, 79 just came in.
Hey, 79. Good to see you. Welcome in. Yep, thanks for being here, El, Gerald, everybody. Take care. I'm signing off, and we will be back here. I think it's Thursday, so we'll be back possibly tomorrow, definitely Saturday with the spin and bin. Looks like we're going to have $100 on the Blackboard special for the first time.
Well, JM is going to have a special on when it does. He's going to have a watch block party when it does, and I can only hope that it does before Monday night, because I will have to miss it because Indiana's playing. So I'm hoping that it gets 100 before then, which it could. It could be 100 by Sunday. So
yeah, yep. I think it'll be 100 on the Blackboard this Saturday, so we'll see. All right, everybody. Good to see you, 79. And thanks so much, all in the chat. We will catch you on the next one. Thanks, everybody.